What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Rebs here, and it is yet another beautiful day in Fallout 4. I'm back on the grind again for a little bit. Today we're going to tour the castle. I made a castle video in the past. I never posted it because, well, I did more to it. I beat the game years ago, and I've always been one that's like, I don't really want to use mods, but it's like, the game's already beat. Let's go ahead and use some very light mods. Nothing too crazy. I don't want any mods that cause objects to despawn or anything. I'm using mods that just let me build objects that are already in the game. That way if the mods do get disconnected, then everything is still there. So today, like I said, we're going to tour the castle. So let's head on up. Now, the castle's not a very big settlement, but it is the Minutemen headquarters. This is the General's primary office. This is where Minutemen leadership are. This is where all the shots are called. Right here at the castle. So not much crazy up front. Got this little hole in the wall patched with some old concrete foundations. That's been there for years. The other two holes in the walls used to be patched with those same foundations back before the concrete came out. The actual concrete pieces, before they came out, I had all this patched with the concrete foundations. But I've recently patched this side and the other side in concrete walls, and I think it looks a lot better, a lot neater, and so yeah. See, we got the swinging Minutemen flags on each corner of the castle. Very protected at the castle too. So let's head on in. Got a security desk here. And then we head into the actual courtyard of the castle, where the Minutemen headquarters building is, home of Radio Freedom. I'm pretty sure I built this building shortly after concrete came out, and I just was kind of playing with it, and somehow the building actually turned out looking kind of cool when you first walk into the castle, and I'm like, I'm just going to keep that there, and it turned out pretty good. It's not much going on inside, but it's very fun. So I think we're going to go up on the wall first, and then we'll head into the armory, and then kind of make our way around into the actual walls of the castle. So we'll head up this pile of rubble here. So obviously we have our mortars on every corner. So this is that first space that we saw out front of the castle that has the old school concrete foundations on it. Just overlooks the front of the castle. Heavy turrets in the front of the castle. Minutemen are prepared. I was able to patch up this catwalk with some mods. Got another mortar here and the waving flag. Now the junk mortar is up here just in case the general needs to dispose of some bodies or something. We can just fire them right into the ocean, and it works really well for that. If you get attacked, you throw some raiders in there and just send them off. Got a generator hiding down in here. It's been there for years. Just really can't find anywhere else to put it, so it's been sticking out there. Another mortar, another waving flag. Not much going up on the walls. Repaired this catwalk. Got some farming over here, which makes it nice to have this catwalk here so you don't have to walk into all of it. Another mortar here. Obviously that goes down to the wall. And this is the other patch side, the back of the castle. Got our vertibird down there, because if the Brotherhood can have them, the Minutemen should be able to have them too. And so we do. The Minutemen have ruled for 5 or 6 years in my game, so every year we get more powerful. And then this is that other patched wall with the concrete pieces. I put these little windows here just because I think they look cool up here on the wall, overlooking the water here and just watching the streets in and out of the castle. There's only one way into the castle, and that's the front door. All the other entrances have been blocked off. And then we're back around where we were, so we can get a quick overview of the actual courtyard here. So we got the headquarters building. Got our little cabins. I think those are the same ones that are at Walden Pond. Got those from a mod too. I felt like they fit pretty well inside the castle walls. And obviously some military vehicles. It's gotta be something that we can do. Same goes with the inside. All of these little cubby slots
Got work to do.
can be something. So we'll head into the armory. So in the first part of the armory here, we got some jail cells in case we need to temporarily hold some raiders or some gunners that are wandering around the castle. We got Ronnie Shaw standing here. And we have the actual armory. Not a whole lot going on in here. I wanted to keep it clutter free, kind of clean, able to walk around. So we got cases of mini nukes in here that still need to be put together, frag mines, all of your workshop stations, power armor station, a couple random odds and ends, and then some random things on the shelf, minigun, paint mixer, just because I thought it was cool to have in here. Got the Liberty Prime bombs. We don't have a Liberty Prime, but I mean, they look cool in here. Old cannon, and then some more mini nuke boxes up there. Like I said, not much going on in the armory. But as we know, Ronnie Shaw runs the armory, and so we'll leave all that stuff up to her. Now this little shack here is actually Ronnie Shaw's personal little cabin, right outside the armory here. So she's got her bed, her foot locker, a little fireplace, a chair, and then a dresser. So nothing too crazy. But Ronnie does have her own little personal cabin as one of the leaders of the Minutemen, one of the OGs. This cabin over here is Preston's. He also has his own little cabin. I just felt like it was kind of messed up to put the Minutemen leaders in the quarters with the rest of the Minutemen, so they got their own little cabin set up very similar to Ronnie Shaw's. And this cabin over here is empty. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it yet, but I just thought it looked cool inside the walls.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Now going into the actual headquarters building, like I said, it's not much. So we walk in, we got some chairs, some desks. This is just where some of the Minutemen can work. Nothing crazy. All the paper pushers. Looks like I need to fix that. So in here is the actual office for Radio Freedom.
Howdy, General.
So this is obviously where the tower is. Got a generator up top operating Radio Freedom at all times. We can also shut it off whenever we want. And that's it. It's Radio Freedom.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
On this side of the headquarters, more desks
Safe out there.
for the Minutemen to work, and then we have a printing press, old school, so we can print Minutemen newspaper and get them out to the Commonwealth, and just kind of keep the Commonwealth updated on what is going on around here and what the Minutemen are up to. Upstairs, nothing too much. So over here we have Ronnie Shaw's actual office. She's never really in here because she spends her time in the armory. Very basic, nothing to it. Electrical room. This goes on top of the little building for Radio Freedom. Just hiding the generator in here. And then we have Preston Garvey's office. A little bit nicer than Ronnie Shaw's, but again, he never uses it, so it doesn't really matter. And then used to, my office was actually through this wall. There's a doorway here, and this we have the general's office, which is my office. What are you doing, Preston? You have your own office.
Institute treats
It's
sense
just
like
get
tools, tossed away
get
without a thought.
out. Let's go. Come on. Out. Fine. This is the general's office. Apparently Preston's office now. I guess I've been away for too long.
Never did understand why the hell they programmed us to feel pain.
I trust. And I don't say that lightly.
The general's destroyer here. Got the general's flamer. And the general's lifesaver in case somebody comes in for a meeting and it goes wrong. Looks like I got some stuff hiding in here too. I got my terminal. And now this is my office. This is where the magic happens. This is the main office of the general. That was where my office was. But that's been changed. I'll see if I can find a little snippet of what it looked like before, because it looked kind of ridiculous. Because my office used to hang off the back of this building. And so it came out right here, and it was just this huge like square structure that came out, and it just looked very, very odd. So I went ahead and did away with that.
And this wall is patched up pretty good. Now I saw a lot of people put like a gateway here.
Stay safe out there.
Alright, so walking into here, we've got the weapons store in this little cubby hole here, and he's got all these weapons on display that she is ready to sell. Got some heavies back here, some rifles, some pistols, a little bit of everything.
Tossed away without a thought.
Got Sturgis working the armor. He's got some armor on display, ready for sale. Not as many guns, but he does have some. This is the waiting area for the general's office. We're not gonna quite head into the general's office yet, but this would be where, if the general called you in for some reprimanding, you'd have to wait here and wonder what this meeting is about before you actually get to enter the general's quarters, which is in here. Moving on down, we got the small clinic here. So nothing much. I mean, they got little gurney back here with some curtains. If they need to do some stuff, they can. But if you have some serious injuries, they're probably just going to send you to the hospital in Sanctuary Hills for now, because that's the biggest hospital that we have currently. We got the general store. Not really much on the shelves. I'm honestly not, I think it looks good, but I'm not very big on the small detail decorating. It's a lot of work to have to go out and find and buy all this stuff. And if you place it on the shelves, they're never going to stay anyways, so it's almost like a waste of time. If you download OC Decorator, which is, I do have it, which is what I did for the armor, it only lets you place it on like certain shelves. Like that top shelf is the only place, and the bottom shelf, it's like the only place that lets you place it. And I think it's just frustrating, so I just don't have the patience for that. And then we have the clothing store. Again, same thing. This is like the only shelf it would let me put anything on. It's not even on there all the way, so I just kind of gave up on it. And then back here, we have the eating area. And yes, that's Deacon, a Deacon clone. Deacon, unfortunately, is deceased in my game. So he's got a clone walking around. He doesn't talk or anything, though. But anyways, this is where all the Minutemen sit down and have a meal. So we got the bar in here, got a couple stoves, some drink machines, working water fountains, working sinks, fridge, and then we have the little bars here to pick up your food for chow. And then everybody would get to sit down and just talk about how their day went. Very nice. And the people like to hang out in here quite a bit, so it's always nice to see all the Minutemen sitting around the table and chatting it up. I'm going to pass up the General's office once again. Back to the weapons store. And this is like a little gym area, so this little cubby hole was too small to put a store in, and so we made it a little gym area for the Minutemen. And after hours, they love hanging out here too. They're always out here lifting weights and playing on this pommel horse. This treadmill doesn't work. It's part of a mod. I don't even think it's actually a treadmill in game. I think it's just something somebody made. I'm not really sure. But I stuck it in here anyways. This is just like a little like living and chatting area for the Minutemen. They can just sit here and just relax and chat in their downtime. So it's nothing fancy, you know. We don't have any fancy chairs or tables or anything. I mean, we are still in the apocalypse, so we just scavenge what we can. And then back here is the Minutemen quarters. This is where all the other Minutemen sleep. So you see we got the beds lined all on the bottom here. Got some over here, and then we have this little top deck. We got a few beds up there. Originally I wanted to build that top deck all the way around, but it didn't quite work out. This room just felt very crowded with all these beds in here, and I wanted to get some like cleanliness in here, I guess, some organization. So we got all these beds lined up, and these over here. Can't really get up here, but the settlers do sleep up here. I see them sleep up here, so they find their way. I guess they just glitch up here, and that's fine with me. I mean, it works, and I think it looks pretty cool. So it's just bouncing on this one little beam here, but that's fine. And here would be the laundry facility. So we got some clean laundry on the table. We got some sinks here. This one is actually a working workbench, and we got a bunch of washers and a bunch of dryers, and this goes back up to the wall where the junk cannon was, so on this corner of the wall. Alright, now for the moment everybody's been waiting for, and that is to head down to the General's quarters. Save the best for last. Oh yeah. That's what you're introduced with if the General calls you in to get reprimanded. You're sitting in that waiting area for so long, you've never been in the General's quarters, and then you're just introduced with this. It's just like dark and scary. The General's just looking you in the eye right when you walk in. He's got his weapons here, just letting you know that he can take you out at any time. So walking up to the General's desk here, obviously the main attraction. Not much going on behind it. He's got his radio, his TV, his terminal, his Vault-Tec management system. He's got his ham radio to talk to the other settlements. 37 is the number of settlements that the Minutemen either has taken over as their own or protects. So every time we collect one, the General just ticks a new number up there. He's got his pistol hanging up on the wall, letting everybody know again, he'll take you out if need be. He got his cigars over here. Minuteman statue. A stolen Institute Commonwealth map. It's good to have when you're the General. And then on this side, behind this curtain, is the General's little sleeping area. when he's at the castle for longer than the workday. He has a little place to sleep back here. So it's got a bed, TV, a couch, and a chair, obviously clean and pristine, because the general scavenges vaults for his own furniture. And then we got some whiskey up here and a random missile. And this is the general's quarters. Originally this was only a quarters. It just had a bed and, you know, a sitting area and all that stuff in here. And when I decided to get rid of the office in the Minutemen headquarters building, I decided to move it into here and just kind of combine these two, and I think it turned out absolutely perfect. I mean, this is pretty much the same setup I had in the old office, but it's just so much better. I mean, just walking in here. And yeah.
But it's not. The only room I've ever really put thought into is the general's quarters, because it's my quarters. Of course I put thought into it.
Welcome to the general's quarters. Obviously it's really nice in here, and I have my map of the Commonwealth so I can keep my eye and do general things. But apparently this lady wants to do general things, and you're not the general. So let's boot it. Send you back to boot camp. Jeez. Yeah, this is my quarters. That's the castle. The headquarters for the Minutemen. The general's primary office. So many names it could be called. But that's the castle. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tour. Like I said, the castle's not very big, but I mean, you gotta show it. That's the Minutemen headquarters. I don't know if I'm gonna do a night tour of this one. It's not much different at night. I don't know. I might do a small night tour. I like the night tours. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Sanctuary's coming up soon. I've already got a Sanctuary video on my channel. Go ahead and check that one out, because the next video there's going to be a lot of changes. Sanctuary is growing. And also that other video is terrible because I voiced over the whole thing. I don't know why. I voiced over it. And so yeah, so stay tuned for the next Sanctuary video, because it's going to be better than the old one. Alright, we'll see you guys next time.